Choke, no joke after dark, no joke. 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 Choke, no joke after dark, let's go. Choke, no joke after dark, let's go. Dipset forever in the building. Dipset, 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 dipset. He's first. Don Key, what up? Wisconsin in the building. What y'all know about Wisconsin? Wisconsin in the building, all right? Y'all better act like y'all know, all right? Racine, Wisconsin. Teresa P in the building. We talking about Newark, New Jersey, Dirty Jers. Shout out to my man, Red Man. You already know. My man, Trev. Tommy. All right. Shout out to Naughty by Nature. Vinny Tretch. Miss A. Matthews in the building. Choke no joke after dark, baby. You know what it is. It's the Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm. You don't know about that. That's some old school New York joint. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. We live, choke, no joke. I do got the Tory Lanez motions for the appeal. I do got that. But we got to finish up with this Diddy stuff. You know what I mean? Now, Crystal Hope stepped in the building. Teresa P. Mike Biggity, I see you. John Doe. All right. Travelers of the Sea. Fatima B. Jay Marion. John Diggity. All right. Charisma, what up? Choke no joke, man. We here now. You know what it is. Y'all make sure y'all see right here. Get my documentary on Tubi, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, The Hip Hop Nucleus, a documentary on the legendary Tunnel nightclub of New York City. All right. Directed by your boy, produced by your boy, shot by your boy, edited by your boy, executive produced by your boy. Choke no joke, chicky choke no joke. Make sure y'all support that official real hip hop. You know what I mean? If y'all, you gotta learn about the tunnel, man. If you know anything about the golden era hip hop, the 90s, you gotta know about the tunnel. Can y'all imagine being in a club where it was unisex bathrooms? The men and the women go in the same bathroom. Can y'all imagine that in the club? Ladies, you in the bathroom and the men in the bathroom with you. And I'm not talking about like transgender men. I'm talking about like regular men. Yeah. It was like that. You got to check it out on Tubi. You got to check it out on Amazon Prime. All right. Choke no joke. I'm going to give you a little sample. This is because I love y'all. Okay. You know what it is. Let's get to the show. Choke no joke after dark. We here now. All right. Right after this, I'll be right back with the Diddy and the Tory Lanez paperwork. Let's go.
The unisex bathroom was a mind-child of a promoter named, I'm trying to remember, I think his name was Cheech. And he said when he was in Europe, it was a big thing, the unisex bathrooms, and he said no one felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, they had all like neon blue lights in there, and it was all white marble tiles. It was crazy, that bathroom.
Bathroom at the tunnel had a bar in the middle of it, and there was guys on one side, girls on the other, and they would mix and roll through.
They had benches in the bathroom where you actually could sit on one side of the bathroom.
A DJ in there.
Music banging.
People smoking weed, people sniffing coke. You walked in there, you took your piss, and you got out of there.
You better go in and come out quick.
Better hope that you can get a stall without being looked at.
For me, it was uncomfortable. I never went to the urinal.
A chick would walk over and go, let me see what you're working with.
As soon as I went in there, I was like this, trying to look past the dudes like when they was going in the urinal.
Men and women going to the bathroom, like it was crazy. I hated going to the bathroom. I never would go to the bathroom.
So the average black woman ain't used to using the bathroom with a man standing right there.
You went in and took a piss while there was a woman standing there washing her hands. Or you went in there and took a shit if you were stupid enough, and there was a woman sitting next to you talking about, yo, you got toilet paper? I mean, it was constant.
Sometimes that shit was the nastiest shit in the world. Sometimes it was the best shit in the world. Cause you'll go to the men's bathroom and you'll see some fucking Kotex and bloody shit on the floor. You be like, yo, what the fuck is this?
One time there was a woman in there, she had a dress on, she changing her pad. She just took out the dirty one, got the fresh one in the other hand. This nigga come in there talking about, yo, what's good, let's pop. You know we had to beat his ass.
And it was kind of crazy because the bathroom was up out of the way and most of the security was down on the dance floor. When it got crazy, we had to run from the dance floor all the way up the stairs. So by the time we got up there was no talking. If you was up there and you was fucking around, you had to go.
So it was cats that came to the tunnel and they went up in the bathroom area and they never came downstairs, only for showtime.
Sometimes you just go to the bathroom when it's just not nothing happening where you at right then. Cause you know something gonna be walking in, something gonna be walking out.
The way it was set up, it wasn't like it was nasty like that, because the bathroom and the toilets and the urinal was all on the whole, like another little side, so it was nothing you smelling, nothing.
People came, make money.
The gun deals, the drug deals, the prostitution deals.
Every once in a while I get a call, listen, the ladies are conducting business upstairs. So I said, okay, let me go check out. Sure enough, they'd be in there conducting their businesses, hit you off with 20%, and for what I could see, they weren't hitting me off with 20%, looked more like 2%.
If you didn't want to get put out, you gotta pay.
It was a hotel. What, short stay, $35.
And some things used to go down in the bathroom.
We had nice times at the tunnel, you know what I'm saying? Using the bathroom.
I also had to go up there and extract people from the toilets because we had what I call bathroom stall chicks.
On nights you didn't want to get caught, but it was different. That was kind of like the only club in New York that had the unisex bathroom. So, sometimes you knew that a cutie was going to the bathroom. Sometimes a guy be waiting for you to come out the bathroom. So it was kind of like, yeah, that was his own pickup spot.
Every time I was like, hey, get out, get out, get out. You see the legs up, the panties down. Girls on their knees, and, hey, what you doing? She's done, she's almost done. Come on, give her a minute.
Have I ever got picked up at the bathroom? I mean, I picked up my lipstick off the floor, but that's all I'm gonna say.
This dude was banging this chick out so crazy. Next thing you know, he popped out with her and she fell on the floor and he was on top of her. I was like, wow.
I would look down at the floor and I see 4 pair of feet, like.
Carucci caught me in the back smashing like this. One nigga said, oh shit, I'm back there smashing while the party. A lot of babies was made from the tunnel. Just leave it like that. Just a lot of you niggas is babies from the tunnel.
That bathroom done seen some history. Shouts to Nelly, that bathroom done seen some history. Oh, my bad, shouts to Ja Rule.
We used to go in there because we knew the girls was in there, so we'd like to hang out and just see who would notice us.
Shouts to Bow Wow and that big booty Puerto Rican chick from Newark, New Jersey, by Broad Street in the projects. You know who I'm talking about. You know what you did with Bow Wow. Why you gonna rape that little nigga?
Put it up. No palm tree, the trees in the palms of dealers and fiends. Late night roam the streets. Weed is weaker, but it's cheaper. Not many chicks frontin' like divas. Out west, every chick's a model like Eva, and you know I'm far from believing her. So I'm G'ing her like she G'ing me. Banging in LA is a different thing. At the end, you either dead on the bang, getting out, doing better things. On Sunset, where they hang. Hollywood, where they hustle for change. Times Square here, it's the same. No matter where you go, you'll find a lane. On the west, they kick it with Kane. On the east, trees the social thing. East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. When I'm on the west and I'm doing my thing, don't offer me coke or your nose I bang. Friends don't offer other deadly things. Thanks for the hospitality, we'll still hang. I won't judge you, leave me as I came. On the road to success, top of the game. Eat all the finer things in the food chain. Teach my kids to do the same. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. Gotta love life, they offer wonderful things. Being to travel is a privileged thing. Came back to the East, air wasn't fresh. Streets filled with trash, various people in the eye. It's easy to tell who's upper middle class. Police and racism, same as crash. Back to where they not social, where they less vocal. When they don't know you, be careful, show you around the East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, East Coast, whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Pop your bottles and toss the cork. If you rap, West Coast. Both coasts are known to give you fame. Got paparazzi playing cameras your way. Got you bobbing and weaving like Cassius Clay. Most thugs turn Muslim in older days. Change their name to Allah they pray. Probably till they decay. This go out to the east and west. For Big and Pac, y'all let's connect. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. You can't get the West without the ES. So it's manifested that we connect. You know what it is. Choke, no joke. Learn from mistakes, baby. You know what it is. Greg on the track. Rest in peace, baby. Either war, we here now. You know what it is.
Choke, no joke. Chicky choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Good looking, Rashid. Good looking. Much appreciated. Shout out everybody in the building. Y'all know what it is. Choke, no joke. We are live. All right. Live and direct. Sweet D, I see you. All right. Talk to him, Lino. Talk to him. Talk to him. All right. Let him know. Let him know. So we're going to jump right back into this paperwork. I do have the Tory Lanez appeal motions. I'm going to get to that too. Because we just got a few more pages of the Diddy joint. So I will be getting to the Tory Lanez tonight. Let's see. Now, this part here, all y'all jumping on YouTube, telling y'all Diddy stories because y'all was around. This is the part y'all better be careful about. Because if this go criminal, a lot of y'all niggas up here defending Diddy that work with him. If this go criminal, this is the part y'all better be taking close look at. It is called aiding and abetting, that part, and then inducing a sex trafficking venture in violation of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. And that is against Lucian Grainge. Is that how you pronounce his name? Ethiopia, Motown, Love Records, and Universal Music Group. Y'all do remember what Lucian looked like, right? Lucian's too close to Lucifer, goddammit. That's the CEO of Universal Music Group. All right. Just in case you forgot who Lucian is, just to refresh your memories, there you go right there. Imagine having to get on this guy's casting couch. Ethiopia. I'm gonna try to figure out how to pronounce her last name. Oh, she's a baddie. Ethiopia, you getting sued, Ethiopia? It's your little fine ass. She might be Ethiopian too. Y'all want to see her? Hold on, let me show y'all Ethiopia. Y'all need to see, put a face with these names. There she is. She's a cutie. She's a Sade looking in the face, in the forehead type chick. What do we know about her? Ethiopia Habtemariam is an American businesswoman and music executive who served as former chair CEO of Motown Records from 21 to 22. She's an Ethiopian American. I figured she was Ethiopian. You could see it all in her face. She got that Ethiopian forehead. She was born in Berkeley, California. She is 44 years old right now. Ethiopia Dream. I wish she's a classy woman. She ain't busting it open. She a little thickums too. Get them thighs. Oh, she thick. Okay, Ethiopia. Sexy little thing. Sexy thing. Do it, do. You could still let for me, you do not. Oh, she hanging out with the little devil. Oh, that must be her daddy right there. Oh, she went Michelle Obama. Oh no, it's too much evil around this girl. She a sexy mother effer though. Yes, she is. Yeah, I can see a nigga falling for whatever she tell him to do. She got them looks that'll make a nigga beg for buttermilk. So that's Miss Ethiopia. Let me see how you pronounce her last name. Look, Google can't even tell you how to pronounce that joint. Habtemariam. Habtemariam. Oh yeah, I can see that now. Habtemariam. Okay, Ethiopia Habtemariam. Okay. All right. Mr. Jones incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs and realleges them as if set forth fully herein. Defendants Lucian Charles Grande. Now I'm probably pronouncing this shit wrong too. Ethiopia Habtemariam, Motown Records, Love Records, Universal Music Group, aided, abetted, and induced Sean Combs' sex trafficking venture that was in and affecting interstate and foreign commerce together with others in violation of 18 U.S.C. The crimes defendants, I ain't going to keep saying their names, Mr. Combs perpetrating of cohesive sex trafficking in violation of 18. Mr. Combs' co-conspirators benefited financially and received things of value from their participation in Combs' sex trafficking venture, including payments and other compensation from Mr. Combs. The co-conspirators who benefited financially include defendants Justin Combs, Karan, and her direct reports, Brendan Paul, Frankie Santella, and Moy Bond. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Combs and his conspirators would use means of force, threats of force, fraud, coercion, and a combination such means to cause Mr. Jones, some of whom were under the age of 18, to engage in commercial sex acts. His ass going to jail too, bro. He could, yeah, you could go ahead and say all the civil shit, nigga. They gonna charge your ass too, and you're gonna have to testify against Puff in criminal court. But this civil shit ain't gonna save your ass. Only thing gonna save your ass is testifying against Puff. But nigga, you just as guilty. By aiding, abetting, and inducing Mr. Combs and his co-conspirators, sex trafficking venture and sex trafficking of the plaintiff, defending Combs, Karam, and her direct reports, Brendan Paul, Frankie, Santella, and Moy Bond benefited both financially and by receiving things of value from participating in Combs' sex trafficking venture. Let's see who these people are. Brendan Paul. Please step up to the Summer Jam screen. Where you at, Brendan Paul? Brendan Paul is not a public person. Oh, what's his name? Let me double check that. Yeah, Brendan Paul. Yeah, and I sees nothing on this dude. You type his name up and Diddy pop up. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, Frankie Santella. Let's see who that is. Okay. There you go. Combs Global. We found him. Frankie Santella. There we go, right here. Frankie Santella, Combs Global. It look like that's his 2018. He been with Puff since 2018, 2019. Don't say what he did much before that, which is interesting. Huh. So, with that being said, let's see who Moy is. There we go. That's his boy Moy right here. Okay. This would be Moy. He is listed as a producer. Now we got some faces. As we can see, he's in that same studio that Jones is in. Here with Khaled. And Diddy and Love shirts on. Devion, what up? All right. Shout out to the chokes, no jokesters in the building. All right. Appreciate you. Okay, let's get back to it. Now we know who these people are. So Brendan Paul's a ghost. Frankie Santella and Moy Bond benefited both financially and by receiving things of value from participating in Combs' sex trafficking venture. Defendants Jay Combs. Oh God, I just seeing that picture of seeing that nigga pour the Darion in the cup is like every time I see Puff now or any Ciroc boy, I feel like they was all pushing spiked bottles of stuff. Like I'm not saying they were. I'm just saying now that's the vision in my head. Everybody that was a Ciroc boy, like you don't know if they have spiked bottles or not. Everybody was pushing Ciroc and Deleon. You never know if you had the spiked bottles or not. It's going to be a lot of women coming out in a minute. They're going to be like, girl, I thought I was drunk hanging out with them niggas. Them Ciroc boys. Defendants Jay Combs, Karan, and her direct reports, Brendan Paul, Frank Santella, and Moy Bond, and its employees had actual knowledge that they were aiding, abetting, and inducing Combs and his co-conspirators sexual abuse and sex trafficking conspiracy to recruit, solicit, entice, coerce, however, transport, obtain, and provide Mr. Jones, as well as others, into commercial sex acts through the means of force, threats of force, fraud, abuse of process, and coercion. Defendants knew and should have known that Mr. Combs had engaged in acts of violation of the TVPA. Same thing. Same thing, throwing the labels in there now. Mr. Jones, serious harm, including without limitation, physical, psychological, emotional, financial, and reputational harm. More of the same. More of the same. More of the same. All right, 10th act, cause of action. Mr. Jones, all right, Jane Doe's one conduct created an unreasonable risk of causing emotional distress to plaintiff. And Jane Doe 1 knew or should have known that such conduct was likely to result in emotional distress that might and or likely would cause illness or bodily harm. plaintiff's emotional distress was foreseeable to Jane Doe 1 as a direct and proximate result of negligent conduct of Jane Doe 1. Plaintiff suffered and will continue to suffer severe emotional distress. Jane Doe's 1 conduct was wanton, malicious, willful, and or cruel in entitling the plaintiff to punitive damages. 11th cause of action, Nied for sexual assault against Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs' conduct created an unreasonable risk of causing emotional distress. Same thing. Plaintiff emotional distress, same thing. 12. What is that? 2ED, IIED for sexual assault. Young Miami's cousin. Yeah, we get that. 13th cause of action. Fourteenth cause of act. Knowing beneficiary in the sex trafficking venture in a violation of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Oh, so TVPA is the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Willingness to provide large amount of cash to Mr. Combs was the quid pro quo for it receiving financial benefits from Mr. Combs. Man, they coming with everything. See, a lot of the stuff we read at the beginning was stated in the beginning. Yeah, a lot of this stuff was said in the beginning. Through the years, a lawsuit, hush money settlements, and notice that was provided by Miss Cassie Ventura at the beginning of 2023 that Mr. Combs was engaging in sex trafficking and that the defendants, Lucian Grainge, Ethiopia, Motown, blah, blah, blah. I heard saying, I tried. While he was actively engaging in freak-off parties and sex trafficking in large amounts of cash, that the defendants, Lucian Grainge, Ethiopia, same thing. They gotta just put all this in there. Young Miami, Daphne Joy, Stevie J, and Jade. This is definitely on criminal, y'all. You just wait for it. I'm telling you. And universal construction knowledge that plaintiff James and other underage minors were being coercively sex trafficked by Combs. His constructive knowledge extends the name of Combs victims because of Combs and his associates knew the names of the victims. Mr. Combs had hundreds of cameras in his homes in LA, hundreds. God damn. Hundreds of cameras in his homes in LA, New York, and Miami. Mr. Combs required the sex workers and underage girls to sign NDAs prior to entering his parties and prior to being drugged and sex trafficked at these parties. This nigga better have some heavy receipts for all these allegations, boy. Wow. This nigga here is crazy. Mr. Combs was known for throwing the best parties. Affiliation with and or sponsorship of Mr. Combs' sex trafficking parties garnered legitimacy and access to celebrities such as famous athletes, political figures, artists, musicians, and international dignitaries like British Royal Prince Harry. Yo, this nigga here is trying to Epstein puff. This is like the Black Epstein. This thing got, yo. This is like the Black Epstein. Jesus Christ. God, that was still the 14th cause of action. Sheesh. Obstruction of the enforcement of the Trafficking Victim Protection Act. I hope Puff looking out for the rest of them and getting them lawyers. Because if he not getting these people lawyers and they can't afford no lawyer, he gonna have more motherfucking things to worry about. You want us to take your baby? Your baby will be in a foster home. You better tell us. Okay. He said, take that. Take that. That's all I heard was take that. Take that. Please don't take my child. This sex trafficking stuff, yeah, oh my God. Like, they sentenced R. Kelly for way less. Way less. Like, when it comes to the sex trafficking, like, and these was his girlfriends. This here? Bro. And I don't know what percentage of this is the truth and what's the percentage of this is lies. Even if it was 50-50, this is bad. Plaintiff prays that the court enter judgment in her favor and against defendants continuing the following relief. Her favor? Ain't the plaintiff a guy? Plaintiff prays that the court enter judgment in her favor. Why does that say her? I've seen a few mistakes in this goddamn paperwork. But all right, a declaratory judgment that the actions, conduct, and practices of the defendants complained of herein violate the laws of the state of New York. An award of damages against the defendant in amount to be determined at trial, plus prejudgment interest to compensate the plaintiff for all monetary and or economic damages, including but not limited to loss of past and future income, wages, compensation, seniority, and other benefits of employment. This is going to be a long ass list. Guess not. Wow. That was a very, very interesting read. Now, let me pull up the Tory Lanez paperwork. So there's the appellate's opening brief. Look at these table of contents real quick. Statement of the case, statement of the appealability, statement of the facts, arguments, trial court reversible, arid and allowing testimony and evidence concerning peace, emotion about the incident and its aftermath. The trial court abused its discretion in overruling objections to this testimony 22. People engaged in prosecutorial misconduct and making improper comments during closing arguments. The trial court reversible evidence of Peterson, creative expression, the trial reversible error. Let's see. I'm going to go straight to statement of facts. Let's go to the statement of facts. Let me see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the statement of facts. Skip down to that. I'm not going to put it on the screen because I don't know who got this. All right. So the statement of facts. The following facts derive from the prosecution case in chief, as it is important to note that the defense did not directly call any witnesses and prove 6 pieces of evidence in support of Peterson. On July 12, 2020, at approximately 4:30 a.m., Peterson, his security guard, Jaquan Smith, and 2 women, Kelsey Harris and Megan Pete, left a party at the home of Kylie Jenner. Several witnesses testified that Peterson, Harris, and Pete consumed significant amounts of alcohol at the party. The group left in Peterson's black Cadillac SUV. During the ride, an argument ensued between Pete, Harris, and Peterson, at which time he disclosed his physical relationship with both Harris and Pete. Pete asked to exit the vehicle. Smith stopped the SUV in a residential neighborhood on the 1800 block of Nicholas Canyon Road. Pete testified that she exited the SUV and walked away from the vehicle with her back to the SUV and its occupants. As Pete was walking away, yelling from inside the SUV continued. According to her trial testimony, when Pete turned back around, she saw Peterson pointing a gun at her. Pete further testified that Peterson said, "Dance, bitch," before firing the gun. Peterson and Harrison ran to Pete's aid, attempted to provide her medical assistance before helping her back into the SUV. Pete also testified that Peterson apologized to her and offered her $1 million to keep quiet about the shooting. Los Angeles Police Department responded to the scene to several 911 calls from neighbors. Officers en route noticed a vehicle matching the 911 call description and initiated a felony detention stop of Peterson's vehicle. All passengers were commanded to exit the vehicle and the police searched the SUV. Officers discovered a 9mm semi-automatic handgun on the floorboard of the front passenger seat, which was later determined to be an unregistered firearm. The owner of the gun was never determined, yet trial attorney did reference this to be Harris' weapon in a pre-trial readiness hearing on December 5th, 2023, to which no one objected. When officers observed Pete bleeding from her right foot, they questioned her about the source of her injuries. Pete told officers that she stepped on broken glass. Pete was transported to the hospital where she received medical treatment for a bilateral injuries to her foot, which included surgery to remove bullet fragments from her feet. At the conclusion of the stop, Smith, Harris, and Peterson were taken into police custody. In further questioning, Peterson was the only individual arrested on suspicion of carrying a concealed weapon within the vehicle. A part of an ongoing investigation, Pete was interviewed several times, including on July 16th and November 12th, 2020. In these later interviews, Pete changed her story and told LAPD Detective Ryan and Detective Stogner that she had been shot by Peterson. Harris made several Instagram posts denying any involvement and testified that she did not shoot Pete. At trial, Harris repeatedly responded to questions by denying any recollection. Harris repeatedly testified that she was not being truthful in her recorded statement to protect herself. During her testimony, Harris also repeatedly attempted to invoke her Fifth Amendment privilege to avoid incriminating herself about anything that she was not truthful about. Because of these invocations, the people granted Harris immunity and ultimately played her entire recorded interview for the jury. During cross-examination, Harris testified that she only agreed to meet with prosecutors after learning that the defense intended to argue that she was the shooter. Sean Kelly, a neighbor in the area, observed from his window two women arguing and physically fighting. Kelly testified that he heard gunfire and saw a muzzle flash near one of the women. Kelly acknowledged that he had previously identified the shooter as a female. Kelly also acknowledged that he previously stated that the shorter man ran to the shooter and attempted to take the firearm away. At trial, however, Kelly changed his story and claimed that the shorter man also fired the gun 4 or 5 times. Both Harris and Peterson had gunshot residue on their hands. Despite the fact that Peterson and Harris both tested positive for GSR, DNA was only taken from Peterson for comparison to the firearm and magazine. The test results ruled Peterson out of the contributor to the DNA recovered from the magazine and were inconclusive as to the gun. So what do that say to y'all? Multiple times, this is the trial court reversibility erred in allowing testimony and evidence concerning Pete's emotions about the incident and its aftermath. Multiple times throughout the trial, Pete was allowed to inappropriately answer questions in a narrative format, including testimony concerning irrelevant and admissible matters such as her feelings regarding to the circumstances of the incident in this case and its aftermath. At trial, the prosecutors improperly elicited testimony from Pete on numerous subjects, over defense objections, and various grounds. For example, the court overruled counsel's relevance objection to the following. Why do you feel like you can't look weak up there on the witness stand? Because I don't want to come off as a strong, because I want to come off as a strong woman. I don't want to give them the power that I feel like they've been taking from me for the past going on 3 years. Over objections based on speculation and relevance grounds, the court allowed the following line of questions. You said something about you feel like you couldn't tell the police everything. Something about your boys club. Do you remember that? As everybody knows at this point now that I've come forward and I said I was shot and I'm shot by Peterson, it feels like every man with a position of power, every man that is in a position of power in the music industry, even people who are not even rappers, that never even cared about what my side of the story was. They immediately took to the side of this man and have been giving me hell for the past 3 years. And has that still been going on? Yes. There's not a day that goes by where somebody is not calling me a liar or is not shaming me for being a grown woman and having sex. This whole story has not been about the shooting. It's only about who Tory is having sex with. And I don't understand why that matters. Over relevance objections, Pete testified that her career was bigger than Peterson's, that the situation has only been worse for her, and that he gained a lot of popularity as a result. Prosecutors then asked over objection Pete to explain why she feels embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because I'm a grown woman hanging out with people I don't have no business hanging out with. Why can't I see when somebody is clearly bad and now I'm going to hang out with him? Now look how everybody view me. During the redirect and over relevance objections, the people asked Pete to describe how she felt about going under anesthesia during surgery. In response, Pete testified that she was terrified and that she felt lonely when she woke up. Over relevance and scope of cross objections, The people then proceeded to elicit testimony regarding how this incident affected P's personal relationship, including with her then intimate partner. Because Tory has come out and told so many lies about me not being shot at all, to him not being the shooter, and making this all about a sex scandal. People don't even want to touch me, like my peers. Nobody wants to be associated with me. I feel like I'm a sick bird, and don't touch that one, because we don't want to be associated with her and all her drama. Ever since the whole story, this whole shooting happened, I started to become depressed. So I'm not going to be the best version of myself I could be. So I feel like me being sad all the time started to affect the way I was having interactions with my partner. And in the media all the time, it's hard to see your girlfriend and be accused of being shamed and having sex with people. At long last, the trial court finally sustained counsel's speculation, objection, striking everything after in the media. Pete's testimony continued. I think you even mentioned you got a lot of heat and a lot of accusations, and that was what prompted you to do this. Have you still been getting them up until today? Yes. Every day I see something new. Megan should have got shot in the head. Oh, the bitch twerked too much. He should have killed her. The court sustained defense objection and struck everything after yes, every day. The court then overruled counsel's relevance objection to the following question, and inexplicably allowing Pete to restate the testimony which had just been stricken. What are some of the things that you were seeing, and how did that affect how you felt about coming into court today? Megan should have been shot and killed. I would have shot the bitch too. The bitch is lying. Hoes always doing shit like this. Who cares? She fucked everybody. She should have been shot. Over objections for a lack of foundation and relevance, the court allowed the people to introduce exhibits 29 to 31, depicted social media posts dedicated to hating Megan. These exhibits show comments such as Megan needs to be shot and killed. The people asked Pete to describe how these posts made her feel, and she testified that she saw similar messages every day since she had came out and said she had been shot. Over objection, Pete testified that she regretted coming forward. If I had known that coming out and speaking my truth would have come with people agreeing with me being shot, if I would have known, I would have started to lose my confidence, lose my friends, lose myself. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to come out about it in the first place. I started to feel like, damn, maybe I should be dead. I got to watch Tory drop music videos, chopping up horse legs, and people laughing at it. Like that's okay. The trial court abused its discretion and overruled objections to this testimony. The above cited portions of Pete's testimony and patently irrelevant, often speculative, and unduly prejudicial. First, Pete testified as to the gender dynamics in the music industry and how its members treated her in the aftermath of this incident. Despite the court concluding that the testimony goes to her state of mind, Pete only discussed how the music industry has treated her since she came forward. In fact, Pete testified that she would not have came forward had she not known that coming out and speaking her truth would come with people agreeing with her being shot, thus contradicting the people's argument that such testimony was relevant to explain why she initially told the law enforcement that she stepped on broken glass. How a vast and diverse third-party group allegedly treated Pete once she made it allegations against Peterson has no bearing on the purported guilt. The fact that third parties called Pete a liar or sex shamed her daily, likewise, has no bearing on Peterson's guilt or innocence. In effect, Pete was able to testify to collateral wrongful acts of third parties which cannot be reasonably imputed to Peterson. Second, Pete testified as to improper character evidence by opinion that Peterson is clearly bad. This testimony was not relevant to any character trait at issue, but was instead a proclamation that Peterson has a bad character in general. Third, throughout each of these excerpts, one theme remains: irrelevant and prejudicial testimony eliciting sympathy for the victim. Pete testified about how third parties have harassed and shamed her, how she feels like she is being painted as a villain, how this incident has impacted her career, personal relationships, and mental health, how she felt while undergoing surgery, how she regretted coming forward. Sympathy for the victim is out of place during an objective Sympathy for the victim is out of place during the objective determination of guilt. The People versus Pearson. All right, a jury may not decide the case based on this emotion rather than a critical, neutral evaluation of the evidence. The People versus Holmes, McLean and Newborn. The presentation of irrelevant information or inflammatory rhetoric diverts the jury's attention from its proper role or invites an irrational, purely subjective response. I see where they're going with this. The People versus Red. While some of these subjects may be relevant to a sentencing hearing, they have absolutely no relevance whatsoever during the guilt phase. Fifth, because of these objections were overruled and no limiting instruction was given, jurors were left with the belief that the victim's feelings were relevant to determining guilt or innocence. These errors are further compounded by prosecutors repeating quotes from Pete's testimony all throughout closing arguments, thereby inviting the jury to consider emotion and sympathy for the victim. Finally, even if the court finds that this testimony was relevant, the court nonetheless abused its discretion in declining to exclude it under EV Code 352. Any perpetuatory probative value was substantially but weighed by the probability that its admission would create a substantial danger and undue prejudice, confusing the issues and or misleading the jury. The above testimony created a substantial danger that the jury would feel sympathy for Pete, confusing the bad acts of third parties with the issue of guilt and misleading the jury into believing that Peterson was somehow responsible for the bad acts of the third parties. The sheer expansiveness, what is this word? Expansiveness of this improper evidence clearly satisfies the miscarriage of justice standard. How did this? Well, I already know they set Tory up, but how did they let Megan talk over all those sustains? Alternatively, counsel rendered ineffective assistant of counsels and failing to properly object to testimony concerning Pete's emotions about the incident and its aftermath. Should this court find the counsel failed to properly preserve any of the portions of Pete's testimony referenced above, Peterson asserted that the counsel's failure to properly object constitutes ineffective assistance apparent on the face of the record. In addition, counsel rendered an effective assistance in failing to object to the following testimony. First, after Pete explained that she was handcuffed during the felony stop shortly after the incident, the following exchange occurred. Answer: I was still bleeding and nobody cared. Question: how did that make you feel? Like, no, like I don't matter. Did they cuff you to the bed that you were in? Yes. And the fact that you were cuffed to that bed and you were bleeding, how did that make you feel? Like I don't matter. Nobody cares about what's happening to me right now. P continued by describing her degree of fame at the time of the incident. I had just started coming into my own. I just did a song with Beyonce, and now Beyonce get to see me getting shot. And how do that make you feel? Like I finally did something that I was always wanted to achieve, and now it's getting overshadowed by me being associated with the shooting. Did you want this to define you in your career? No. I never wanted to be associated with nothing negative like this. Pete then explained why she initially untruthful about her intimate relationship with Peterson. Because it was disgusting at this point. How could I share my body with somebody who would shoot me? How could I share my body with somebody who would shoot me and then come off and shame me for sharing my body with you or other people? I'm embarrassed. Now, every other week is a story about how Megan is a hoe or Megan is sleeping with this person or I'm doing that. Nobody cared about the shooting part. Testimony about Pete's emotion continued. I feel disgusted. I feel dirty. I feel like I don't matter. My own people, my own partner's embarrassed. What do you mean by that? Because he had to see every day that some man is putting out in the news who I'm sleeping with or who I have slept with. Now he's embarrassed of me. I can't even be happy. How has this affected your personal relationship? I feel like I can't even hold a conversation with people for a long time. I don't want to talk to my friends. I don't want to talk to my man. I don't want to talk to nobody that asks me about this. I feel terrible talking about it. I feel like I had started to feel like because I don't matter, I don't even want to be on this earth anymore. I wish he would have just shot me and killed me if I would have known I was going to go through this torture. Counsel performed deficiently in failing to object to the above comments. These type of comments are clearly irrelevant and designed to evoke sympathy for the victim. C. Pearson, 56 California, 4th at 439, Holmes, 12 Cal, versus any purported probative value substantially outweighed by the substantial danger of undue prejudice, confusing the issues and or misleading the jury. Counsel's objection to similar comments demonstrate that he was well aware of the prejudicial nature of these comments. There simply could be no satisfactory explanation as to why counsel would object to some of these comments but decline to object to others. Finally, because of the overwhelming breadth of this testimony, there's a reasonable probability that, but for counsel's failure to object, the outcome would have been different. Accordingly, counsel performed deficiently, and Peterson was prejudiced as a result, thereby satisfying the Strickland test for the ineffective assistance. People engage in prosecutorial misconduct and making improper comment during closing arguments. They played on their heartstrings in this goddamn case. I wonder if the are they saying like his last legal team was incompetent and wasn't doing objections on certain things, like they set him up or some shit. But I'm I did the statement of the facts. So I'm gonna start it off at the top. I'm gonna start it off at the top tomorrow, because it's getting late. I know you children got to go to sleep, you know. So y'all go ahead, y'all kiss the babies. You know what I mean? Put your babies to sleep. I will come back on in the morning. You know, this is gonna be a real interesting read. I can't wait to get to the nitty gritty of this one. Tory Lanez looked like he got a good appeal put together. We're gonna get into it. Joke no joke. Make sure you hit that like before you break out, and hit that subscribe if you're new here. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when I'm coming on. All right. Sometimes you'll get the notification. Sometimes you don't. If you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, I may put up notifications that I'm going live there. You know? But Diddy ass is new mown grass. That's all I can say about Diddy's paperwork. And Tory Lanez, we're going to get into this and see if they make a lot of valid points where he could get things overturned. Right now, everything that I read so far is a good argument, a very good argument. And Megan got on the stand and just played on the emotions of the people. Talking about she just worked with Beyonce. And what the relevance that got to do with anything? Objection, Your Honor. Nobody cares here about Beyonce and you working on it. Has nothing to do with this. Beyonce was not at the scene. Beyonce was not at Kylie Jenner's house. Stop the BS, lady. All right. Choke No Joke. Shout out to the membership gang, the Choke No Jokesters. Thank you for joining. All right. Shout out to all my subscribers. Much love to y'all. If you like this video, I like that you like this video. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Catch you in the morning. Tomorrow I will be working out. All right, outside. My body has took a little two-day heal. Now let's get back out there and let's get it. All right. You got to let your body rest if you want your goddamn muscles to grow and stuff. Can't work out every day. You got to let your body rest or you will injure yourself. All right. Badlands in the building. You already know. Philly in the building. What's up with your brother Meek Mills? Badlands, please let us know. We would like to know. All right. Meek, stay off Twitter. Choke No Joke. Y'all already know. Shout out to the Young Guns. Chris and Neef. May 3rd. They're at the Fillmore in Philly. Tough Love. 20th anniversary. Happy 20th anniversary to us through Rockefeller. All right. One love. I'll at y'all in a minute.
Choke No Joke. Yeah. You know what Choke No Joke. You know what it is. Let's go, let's go. 2020, rich niggas, money funny. We got killer bees and I lost my honey. My little sex master, yeah, she was a distraction to my mathematics. Then Corona happened. The government capping on what's really happening. Rock Nation signing niggas that's out here ratting. And Jay's the captain of the ship. Ain't this a bitch? You keep his sign and snitch. We lost Andre and Rich. Life's a bitch. Can't have a funeral, no matter if you rich or poor. Overpopulated at morgues. Funeral homes, bodies all on the floor. No food in stores, no me no more. These the last days if you never prayed. Have faith, all sort of illicit days. Yo, it's tough. When you see Puff rock a hoodie with his baby mama hanging from a cross, you lost. Damn, you told the CEO on the gram he was a handsome man. That's sexual harassment in front of millions of fans. You made Fat wanna scram like Sunday Letitia. Joseph don't leave, marrying Jesus. Sags, self-pleasing, some sneak thievers. If we were kids, you call them flat leavers. They use you, don't need you. It's birth you, then see ya. Cross you, then be ya. Curve you and flee ya. Niggas wanna be you until they see you. They idolize you like you in the case. Nigga, you know who got punched in the face. In the A on stage or any place. A nigga like me never retire like Mace. And don't even care if the church is the escape. Last real nigga alive amongst your face. Y'all big bad, no frosting on my face. You can't come out, Epstein flight log is out. And tell us, what that spirit cooking about? Head to head with a satanist and niggas in doubt. The power of the dark side block me out. That's why I'm black and get it in any sport trick. That's why you the non-factor. 6ix9ine keep acting like you ain't acting. You wasn't flagging in the court yapping. That tough guy on the gram was just blabbing. Nigga, you capping. I'm the king of New York. At y'all niggas, I'm laughing. At the plaza. At the plaza. It's the king of New York. Choke, no joke. We here now. You know what it is. Eat a wall, stand up. Choke, no joke. You know what it is. Let's go, let's go. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to these fakes and these frauds. They don't own cars with Lamborghini doors. When hype show cut, it's back to the store. I was born in the Jackson, this shit was hell. The place where I saw soldiers fall. Some simply for nothing at all. Some cause they lived on the other side of the wall. Now this might sound crazy, love what the hood made me. Poverty made me far from lazy. This ain't the place you wanna raise your babies. Young girls out here thinking they lazy. Nose powdered white, they brain all hazy. Ask them what they wanna be, they look at you crazy. These young cats out here looking all angry. I was just like them, sometimes the music made me act other than myself, no influence lately. Cause behind the scenes, they not living greatly. And I found out that most of these cats never sold jacks or the penitentiary. Let's go. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to the face and the frauds. They don't own cars and Lamborghini doors. The hype yo cut is back to the store. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to the face and the frauds. They don't own cars and Lamborghini doors. The hype yo cut is back to the store. They not selling drugs, they really not thugs. If they was, where are the slugs? Do you see them when you cop your drugs? Pulling up with S&B in the front? Nah, it's not what they got, it's what they want. In the jungle, we all on the hunt. It's chemical. It's chemical beats.
Choke, no joke out here in DR. My man Delvin, see him?
Yeah. In Dominican Republic.
Alright?
Yeah.
We here.
Yeah. Choke, no joke. Primo, you ain't want to give me no beat, so I'm stealing one. Take it personal. You know you my guy, Primo, love you. You gonna give me a beat after this one. I never thought that you would cry me, go against me, and backstab me. Third eye is strong, word is bond. Put you on the fakes, and now you won. I gave you support, and you play me. For those who play with butt, yeah, I'm talking Breakfast Club, Revolt, whatever. All I know is birds of a feather. Hang with those that they hate. Once the realness, now you fake, and I see through you. What you gonna do when they book you and your Duke shoot? I know you think I'm expose you. This ain't no threat, take it personal. Choke, no joke. 2023, it's all me. You hear me? 2023 is all me. They say, why I don't come around the game? Cause all y'all dudes undercover gay. And I don't play those fucking games. Yo, stop the track, I'm fucking Slay. Rest in peace, K. Slay, man. Let's get to the next one. Choke, no joke. You already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's an A thing. Clean cooch. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got morning wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D and her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa at one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it, for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. Up my nuts when I wake up. Got morning wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D and her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa at one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it, for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her.
This go out to all the PJs around the world. Either war.
Nah, way back.
Sound
back.
Niggas and guns.
Yeah, let's go.
Choke, no joke. To all the projects in the world.
You ever been to a project barbecue?
Yes, I have. Played the half. Extra hours for more cash. To go half on that coke and yak. Get to the block cause it get packed. Little babies, adults or crack. We feed them too, we don't pump like that. Plus it's like us, giving back. And they sales is the reason why we got so many packs of chicken. The hood not missing. Muslim said don't put pork on chicken. They got on Al about that, they thought he didn't listen. He wasn't been touched from them government missions. But they forget that when they bite that chicken, this is when the players get knocked, cause it's hot out. The sexy show out, glowing with the back glass on the mouth. She see you with the next chick, then she them out. Hustlers them out, just for nothing. Bustin' for attention, just dumbin'. Cause we know y'all ain't bustin' nothing.
You ever been to a project barbecue?
Kids, sprinklers, deep thinkers, playing chess, our heads on your left, blowing gas. My Puerto Ricans playing handball, Miguel and Heck on the court. Niggas wanna be like Mike. Life's a box of chocolates, you're riding the pipe, playing the bench. Kids on the fence, watch your po-po, chase Prince. Don't dismiss your brethren for dumb shit. Keep it gangster, don't shit where you live. 12-1 right up in your crib. You never been nowhere, where else could you live? What's that? That's gangsta boo coming through, throwing it up, fucking his muffler up, scraping the concrete with Willie's so sweet. He got escorts by the chief of police from 233rd, Laconia to Gun Hill Road. Got knocked in tell like Joe.
Period.
Okay. Choke,
no joke.
You know what it is.
Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all go ahead and kiss them babies good night. All right? Read a bedtime story. All right? They should be sleeping ready. You know what this is, unless you're on the West Coast. All right? Or over in goddamn Hawaii somewhere. You know what I mean? Choke, no joke. I catch y'all in the AM. We gonna work out in the AM. We gonna sweat it on out in the AM. In the AM. Choke, no joke, man. I'm out.
Hello. Stop flossing, man. You just want them to just come and get you. Learn from our mistakes, man. That's what this is about. Learn from mistakes. Choke, no joke. Let's go. You already know. Make it low. Let's go. My aim was enlightened. Drop jewels on you. You thinking I'm jealous? I ain't got cheddar like you. I'm the dude to a game. You got school.